Hey guys, my name is Lisa, and today I'm going to be trying out two Dollar Tree hacks, one from Lone Fox and the other from Honey and Peony. I just thought that these DIY hacks were super cute and I wanted to try recreating them and see how that goes. So I'm going to be making planter and a candle using these bowls here. Now these are $1 a piece from Dollar Tree, turning these into these. So we have our DIY planter here, and then this is our candle already used. So let's get started.
I'll be using two different spray paint colors for this project. The first one is by Rust-Oleum American Accent. The color is Winter Gray with a gloss finish. I really like this color. It looks so beautiful and it's like a mixture of gray with a hint of pale blue in it. The second color that I'll be using is also by Rust-Oleum American Accent. Now this is a terracotta with a fine textured finish. I can't tell you enough how much I love this terracotta spray paint. These bowls are smooth, and after spraying this on, it literally feels like clay. After the bowls and cups are fully dried to the touch, we'll be gluing them together. Here I am using my Gorilla Glue gun, and you want to make sure that the glue gets really hot so that way it gives you ample time to get enough glue around before it starts drying. I don't know if it has something to do with the texture, but the fine texture finish on the terracotta spray paint holds a lot better and it glues a lot easier together than the one on the gloss finish with the winter gray spray paint. As you can see, after trying to glue the two winter gray bowls together, it didn't want to stay, and I had to go back a second time and add another layer of glue to get it to really stick this time. After all the pieces are glued together, I'm going to use my favorite books that are very heavy to hold them down and add some extra weight while they dry. While the bowls and cups are drying, I'm going to start preparing my candle wax. I purchased this soy wax flakes off of Amazon, and depending on where you purchase your wax from or the type of wax that you purchase, the manufacturer will tell you what is the best temperature to heat the wax up to. So I'm not really a candle maker, and the majority of time I'm just doing candles for DIY, so I don't really have the appropriate setup. And normally I would use a double broiler method, but that takes a lot of cleanup. And so I decided to reuse an old French press that I don't use anymore to melt down my wax in and just heat it up in a pot of boiling water. While my wax is melting, I'm going to be gluing down my candle wicks. For the candle this size, I like to use about 3 wicks, so that way once it's burning, it covers enough where hopefully it'll burn evenly. I like to glue down my candle wicks just with some super glue or Gorilla Glue. I know a lot of people use the tape method, but personally that didn't work for me because while I'm pouring, the hot wax tend to melt the tape or make it not as sticky, and then my wick starts floating up. So personally, I just like to glue it down and it just really stays there. Now back to our candle wax. After it is fully melted, I'm going to go in and add my scent. For this, I'm going to be using a lavender essential oil. And again, not a professional candle maker. I'm just going to eyeball the amount and kind of use the sniff and test method. So there are two ways I like to set up my wicks while I'm pouring. The first is just to finish pouring, and using chopsticks or spoons, I'm gonna guide my wick and set it in place, and that way once it's dry, the wick are where they need to be. The second method is before you start pouring your candle wax, you'll want to take your wick and wrap it around the chopstick or whatever material you're using to hold the wick in place. After you give it ample time to dry, this is the result of your candle. For the planters, I went to my local florist and purchased a couple of really cute smaller size plants. I took those plants out of their container and repotted them into these planters.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If so, please click that like button down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!